Gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. Today we have something special for you guys. This is a Garrard record changer, and what it is you can actually stack records on this, 3 or 4 pieces. Put it on, turn it on, and it would spin. Once it's finished with the first record, the arm returns, the next record drops down, and then the arm would go again automatically. Incredible. But it's not running, so we're gonna take it apart and see what's going on. I did some initial inspections before. I think it's just some dried grease. Yeah, it's probably dried grease. It also has a built-in amplifier inside, and at the back here there are speaker connectors, so you can just plug it straight to your speakers. You don't need any amplifiers, so that's kind of cool. Volume control, treble and bass. No idea how it sounds like. I hope it sounds okay. Oh, I guess somebody's been here before. Clamp's broken. No grease. Bone dry. Yep. Okay, so we can see here this is the idler wheel. This is the actual motor. It spins very fast, and that would spin this idler wheel, and this idler wheel runs up against the inner wall and spins the platter. You can also see here there are some splines on the shaft. These splines would engage with this cam gear. It would run the automatic movement. Right now the arm is totally seized. If I try to move it like that, it just goes back. Yeah, it feels a lot like dry grease. Very stiff. Extremely stiff. This is supposed to be full of grease, but it's dry. Well, not full of grease, just, greased. That it's dry. This is dry. This is supposed to move as the splines on the shaft that would spin this way. This would move left or right based on the movement. I guess we're gonna have to turn it over and see what's going on. These are the actual bearings for the platter. It looks still okay. I'll just have to clean it up with some alcohol, put in fresh new grease. And there we go. Look at the inside of this. This is quite peculiar, actually, because you can see this is a vintage unit. These Garrard changes are kind of old, but then you can see here it's a modern Class D amplifier. So that is very weird. It also still has the barrel connector for power, but instead of using the barrel connector, they're pulling the power from the transformer over here. There's a small regulator, ripple control, capacitor there. This is the wire from the actual Tonearm. It goes here and then goes to the input of the amp. But where's the RIA equalizer? Honestly, I'm not too sure. We're gonna have to test this amp, I think. I guess I want to see how much voltage this is seeing, because even if I turn on the power switch over here, it doesn't actually turn on. There is a small pilot light here. It doesn't turn on when I turn on the power. So I guess I need to see if it's pulling in any current. Power plug is not even strain relieved. It's just going in and out. I don't know what this is. This is earth, I think. Yeah, motor body. Yeah, this is earth. Okay, getting kind of nervous. Okay, we'll see. Okay, so the power plug actually disconnects both the live and neutral, which is good, I guess. But I still need to check if I have an extra strain relief for this power, because this is no fucking good at all. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm going against my better judgment to actually measure the voltage. I hope it goes okay. Oh, it's supposed to be this way. $15. That looks okay. Oh, I can see there is a light down there. Don't know if you can see it. So the amp is working. I hope everything else works. We'll see. Okay, so now I have to figure out how to take out all this stuff. Look at that. This is bad. Oh man. So now we are a bit deeper into the disassembly. Hi Salem. And I swear this turntable is going to drive me crazy. I'm going insane soon. Well, what happened was the arm was stuck, so I took it out, and when I turned it over and took out the screw, blink, a spring fell out. I didn't know where the spring came from. But I managed to find some resources, found where it came from and put it back, put the arm together again. I'm not gonna touch that for now yet, because now it's moving freely. We can see a lot of this old grease. They're very sticky. Got a lot more over here. But everything else was okay. All the bits came out pretty easily. Once we clean it all out, we can put fresh grease and put them back together. So we can see this is the stepper style control for the speed. Now as the idler wheel goes down and down further, it engages on a different level of the motor spindle, and the different levels have different diameters. So the smaller ones will spin it slower, so that is probably 33 rpm, and the thicker ones will spin it faster, so that can go up to 78 rpm. Very simple, but very, very effective. Now we got a bunch of dirty controls. I'm gonna clean this up with some pure alcohol. Should clean up very easily. Maybe not easy, but quite tedious. This is totally dry. So we can see there is a felt washer that would actually retain or absorb the oil, and as we use the turntable, it would wick out the oil that we put. That is pretty freaking smooth if you ask me. Look at that. Now we're gonna clean out the spindle, because the spindle is the actual thing that would be turning the idler wheel. So we put some alcohol on this tissue paper. This way we can remove any grease or oil on the spindle itself. It needs to be dry, it needs to be free of any contaminants, because we don't want it to affect the traction for the idler wheel. That is one rebuilt motor. Look at that. That is so smooth. And as always, clean up your station. You don't want any cross-contamination. You don't want any dust going where dust shouldn't be. And you don't want grease to go where grease shouldn't be. That is kinda very important.
redid brush. Yuck. Okay, put that over here. Turn it around. Spring. So this side, if I can recall which way it went. That's it. That appears to be that sorted. I'm just going to put this control arm back in. That appears to be that sorted. I'm just going to put this control arm back in. Didn't have to do much with it. It just slides through. What's in it really? This one's got a little bearing cap over it, so I'll just take the screws out. That's probably way too much, to be honest. No, I might give this a little tap. Yeah. Clip on there. Need to apply. A bit sticky. So I shall heed the advice and not lubricate there, and you're going to have to tease it on a bit. It's going to be a bit of a nuisance. Find out where it's... There we go. Alcohol on the tissue, and just give this just a wipe over in the around this rim. I tend to find on the first run that the mechanics are a bit out of sync. So I need to... What the hell? Oh. I think that... Yeah, it's quite big. It feels a little bit on the heavy side, which is something I need to adjust. But I fear that may only make it worse. Well, yeah, it's making it worse then. That should be one of its lightest settings. Let's turn the scale back on. What's the Tonearm? People. As I keep being told, I'm just going to do this of paint. Not quite Bob Ross, but it'll do. Then it looks. So if you've been following the progress of this to the previous 3 videos, yeah, probably next week. Catch you next time. Ducati, not a motorcycle like you're thinking. You probably don't know that they actually started off making electronic components and radios, like this one here. This is the RR3405. It's about 1942 vintage voltage, so like 50 volts. Leave that for 10 or 15 minutes and just keep turning up gradually. Make sure no smoke appears. So it looks like it's working.
Okay, so now we found another reason why it's stuck. This is supposed to be pushed gently by this stick here. I don't know what to call it. So this is moved by the Tonearm. So we see as it goes in, this is supposed to push this gently, but this is completely stuck. So I managed to separate them. There's some sort of white stuff in here, not sure what. Pretty gummy. Gonna have to clean that out. Now, after cleaning, moves very smooth. And we're actually not supposed to lubricate any of this because this needs to be extremely smooth and everything is in proper tolerance, so there's no lubrication required. And also in the future, when you lubricate stuff, they do tend to get gummy or sticky, just like all the other greases in here. So these are supposed to be left dry. See how smooth that is? Nice. So now we're going to test the movement of the cam. If the platter is spinning this way, then the cam will actually be spinning the other way. So this is, let's go with 33. This would actually push one of the components down there to engage on the gear. So well, that was hello, future Alma here. It turns out we need to install the platter and also the spindle in order for the whole mechanism to move and actually start. But we'll see later on once we have installed the platter and also the spindle, because those two are actually important to make it run. Back to the show. Oh, okay. Now it's moving. And then going. See how that is moving as well? So now I got some dollar bin pressings. Maybe we can try and test some. Yep, I can feel the platter spinning. Okay, so it runs. The whole thing, the movement works. We just need to adjust some stuff because it started somewhere outside of the platter, and maybe we can try to make it end closer to the label. Also, when it was putting it down, it went all the way here, so we might want to adjust that as well. Alright, so now we've adjusted the start of the 33 RPM 12-inch, and that should apply across 45 and 78 RPM as well. So the size would be adjusted based on, you know, whichever you set. I have it hooked up to this test speaker, and let's see how it sounds like. This record is super creepy. So now everything, it's mechanically sound with the turntable. It would drop records and play records as it normally should be. Right now we need to tackle the wiring. As we can see here, the actual power cable has no strain relief. I don't know what's going on underneath these tape here. There is some sort of strain relief in the form of a wire tie here. So we do have a lot of clamps, and I'm gonna put some clamps. You can see a cockroach egg there. Super nice. Ugh. Just, I can't really sand this out like this because in good conscience I can't sand it out. Imagine if somebody gets electrocuted. Even if they don't die, I will die. That is a splice. What is behind door number 2? Wow, look at that. No fucking good at all. Nice. Behold, I've got new technology. A crossbow. Okay, I think that should be it. So we have a new strainer leaf here, another one over here for the power cord. We have another one over here, which was previously done with wire ties. It's more confidence inspiring now. Got some more wire ties here, but that should be okay. This is not tugging anything. Although we have this burnt out bulb. It's a 15-volt bulb. I'm not too sure where I can find a replacement for it, but I guess we can try.